thrilling burst of melody serenaded guests to spurts of strides and prances across the dance floor as friends, family members, professional colleagues, political icons honored the call of the Aiyetan family to the final funeral outing shindig for their mother and matriarch, Mama Florence Efunbowale Meton Aiyetan, who bade the world a wholesome goodbye after 83 years of far-reaching human accomplishments. A wreath of honor laid at the entrance of the Regina Mundi Catholic Church, Mushin, Lagos, where Mama devotedly served God, welcomed an array of guests who thronged the church in exotic automobiles. The burst of sonic beats by the pallbearers ushered in Mama's corpse into the church premises. This was followed by a string of hymnal renditions as Mama's corpse was ushered into the auditorium by her children and other family members. A blizzard of hymnal renditions then followed, a drizzle of biblical recitations as guests gradually filled the church to capacity. In songs and words, Reverend Father Patrick Oshutoyibo was unsparing in his chronicle of Mama's exceptional virtues of unrivaled generosity and unflagging spirituality. This was followed by more hymns and songs. The children of Mama were then called upon to offer thanksgiving to God through dance and melodies. The final rites of passage were then offered by the presiding minister on Mama's corpse. The procession led outside, where the women's group of the church then offered their final goodbyes. The pallbearers conveyed Mama's corpse to the Ikoyi cemetery. Where Mama was lowered to the ground as the children symbolically said their final goodbyes. Mother to Kayode, Dayo, Rutimi, Olamide, Tayo, and Tolu, Mama radiated an effulgence of humanity and responsibility to the diligent upbringing of her children into well-placed individuals across various levels of society. To Efunbo, a dear mom and grandma, this was indeed a fitting end. From friends, family, church colleagues to the society, Efunbo was indeed a generous matriarch of unceasing prayerfulness. Born in 1939, Efunbo had a primary education at St. Mary's Convent School, Broad Street, after which she proceeded to Ireti Boys and Girls Primary School and Mount Carmel Commercial School, Ebute Metta, Lagos. After work stints across Law Union and Rock, Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, and Levantis stores, Mama retired in 1983 and took up other business interests. A devout Catholic and a dedicated wife to her husband, David Ayodele Aiyetan, Efunbo was a fervent intercessor and a seed sower, attaining enviable heights as treasurer of the National Council of the Charismatic Movement and vice chairman, Diocesan Council in Ibadan. With Mama buried, all roads then led to the Odeya Event Center, Ikoyi, for the reception bash. Stylishly garbed guests entered the ornately decorated hall and reveled in Teeth's swanky mix of whitish lightning, blue carpet flanked on both sides by Mama's giant posters, and a bouquet of flowers resting gingerly across nicely clothed chairs and tables. Indeed, The Aiyetan clan demonstrated their propensity for classy hospitality as guests had their fill of continental dishes and assorted wines, with top-class services from the ushers in blue. Events of the evening commenced with a short prayer, which was followed by an exhilarating cultural performance from the South-South dance troupe. Children of Mama, alongside their families, were then called upon to take the dance floor at different times as the memorable mesmerizing lyrical medley from the famous band got friends cheering and guests dancing. Memorable mesmerizing lyrical medley from the famous band got friends cheering and guests dancing. As the famous band called it tonight, DJ Bengus gladly took the reins, raining down classical beats to the delight of guests who danced, danced, and danced. Redcarpet TV spoke with children, grandchildren, and daughters-in-law.
Our beloved mother, whose life we are celebrating today, was a very prayerful woman. She's always praying for all the children, fasting and praying. And she was a very generous woman. She impacted on the life of a lot of people that she met in her life very, very well. I'll miss her advice, I'll miss her warmth and everything about her.
A very kind-hearted person, a disciplinarian. The first thing you notice about her is her warm-heartedness. You know, my mom cannot see anybody suffering around her without doing something. Many times in our old age, we will go, when the kids go there to see her, and we give her money or anything. When we leave, if you go back there 1 hour later, she will be left with nothing. She's giving everything out. She was also a devout Christian. She was a powerful member of the Catholic charismatic movement in Oyo State. She was also always doing intercessory prayers for our children, for our neighbors, for our grandchildren, for everyone. She never bothered about herself. You know, she was always bothered about every other person but herself. Well, we thank God for the life she lived. We are celebrating and not mourning her, because not only did she live a good life, she has left a good legacy.
Yes. She can be obstinately stubborn, but it is for a good cause. And her excessive giving out. Like my brother said, we can give her something today, and then she will share it immediately. She's open-handed and she cares more about others than herself. Now that's just the way she is.
To pray a lot, like she's like a prayer warrior, and her acts of generosity, she gives like she gives and she gives and she gives without expecting anything in return from anybody she's offering help to. So that's something everybody should look out for. Like, you give without expecting, and also be prayerful.
Experiences that I had with grandma, and also growing up, going to visit her, being with her, saying the Divine Mercy prayers together, you know, all of that used to make me have fond memories of her. A prayerful person and a very generous person, of course, yeah, that I can testify to. So yeah.
A wonderful woman. She accepted me without reservation. She treated me as a daughter and not as a daughter-in-law. She was so wonderful. Mama was always asking after me, even when I don't remember to ask after her. She will call, you know, to ask after me and my child. She will pray, very prayerful woman, and she was a giver. She was always giving me things. I will miss her so much. She is indeed a mother and not a mother-in-law.
Redcarpet TV congratulates the Aietans on the successful funeral outing for their mother, grandmother, and matriarch. Indeed, for a life well lived.
Like